This is the Big O Show.
Oh, yes, it is, baby. We are ready to rock and roll from beautiful Ladd Peebles Stadium here in Mobile, Alabama. Year 21, I think it is, something like that. I don't know. My memory's really bad, but it's been a long time. And so we are enjoying ourselves here. Day 2 of our coverage at the Senior Bowl. We got a ton of things to talk about. We got a ton of people to talk to. Hopefully we will get some players in shortly, and we'll start getting some folks in. We'll also get Michelle Kaufman on at 2 o'clock at our regular time. It's funny because we've been talking. We've had our inter-segment now for several months, and there's been no soccer. Now she's covering like real soccer, like there are real players on the field. So we'll get to that. We got real players here on the field at Ladd Peebles, and today at 1 o'clock will be, 2 o'clock your time, but 1 o'clock our time will be the first practice, and then we'll see the second practice for the North at 3 like we did yesterday, and we'll be out here throughout the practices, and we'll try to scoop up some guests for you. We'll try to get players also. We are told we could get players maybe in about a half hour, around 11:30 your time. We could start getting some players here and available to us at the Senior Bowl. So we're looking forward to it. Yes, right. Yeah, locally. Just put locally. All right, when you always put locally, just so they know. But tell her we're open. Tell her we're on till 6. Yeah, tell her we're on till 6. Yeah. I'd rather her, because I don't want her to cut off during the practice. Because if the other team's not practicing, we got the opportunity.
Leave all options open to get players.
Yes. Just need a couple minutes heads up. That's all. So there you go. So that way you got to. That's why you got to keep on the YouTube and all that. So you guys get all the behind the scenes stuff when you're tuning in like this and everything that's going on. So it's I don't know if it's.
We got nothing to hide, man.
Oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, there's no doubt, nothing to hide. It's just I have no idea if it's a treat for you or a disaster. I don't know, however you want to look at it. All right, we got a lot of things. I mean, I don't know where to start with what happened in the Kansas State game. We got the Purdue player getting stepped on by the Illinois player. We got the Heat and the Wizards back in action tonight. We got the Panthers with a nice win last night. Vetrano with a hat trick. And we've got Derek Jeter getting in with Larry Walker to the Hall of Fame. But Derek Jeter did not get 100% of the vote. And look, the game is what it is, okay? You're not going to help the game at all with the votes, okay? The game of baseball is just, it's like a train compiled with a snowball, compiled with a fireball rolling downhill, okay? It's just this ginormous thing that's just eating everything up because it's just headed downhill in every direction, okay? And this is all part of it. And not that this does anything to the game itself. The game is boring. It's a strikeout or home run. The players aren't as smart as they were back in the day. They're not as versatile as they were back in the day. The game is so much simpler than it for the manager, too, nowadays compared to back in the day. It's just not nearly as entertaining anymore. And when it comes to young people, they have no interest. I just told you about Michelle Kaufman on the Inter-Miami beat. When we get to the 30s, okay, we are in the 2020 right now, right? This will be the last 10 years that baseball is in the top 3 in this country. Okay? The MLS and soccer will pass them up. When we get to the 30s, baseball will be buried at that point. It'll be a fringe sport just like hockey. You'll see. It's already happening. Basketball and football are light years ahead of baseball. Kids that are into their 30s and under, they're not kids, they're men already, but all the way down to the kids, and I'm talking like the millennials and the Generation Zs. It's football, basketball, and soccer for them. They don't have any interest. They don't have baseball on their radar. And part of, the problem with baseball has been all the archaic rules, all the stupid unwritten rules, the stuffiness that comes with the game. And then all this, Hank Aaron is supposed to be in there 100%. And so is Babe Ruth. Okay? And so is Derek Jeter. There are some guys that just, dude, there's no discussion here. Just insert the man into the hall. That's all. Look, I'm a huge Derek Jeter fan, the player. Okay? The executive, there's nothing to be impressed about with the executive so far. So that when it comes to my Marlins, I can't be impressed with Derek Jeter. But I have to compartmentalize this whole thing. And I have to separate it, right? And obviously, as a player, Derek Jeter was a stud, dude. Ultimate leader, winner, clutch player, all of those things. That's who that guy was, is, has been, whatever. Etched in stone. Put his ass into the Hall of Fame 100%. He's not going to go flipping out about it because that's not who he is. Never has been that guy. And he shouldn't. It's not his place to do that. It's my place to do that. And I hope that person gets exposed because that person should not have a vote. He got 99.7% of the vote. That's just some idiot wanting to be contrarian. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Just a guy that wants to go against the grain. That's the only way to look at it. You're not going against it with any kind of substance whatsoever. When Nolan Ryan comes up, just induct him into the hall 100%. No, there's got to be somebody that has something up their ass, and they've got to okay, no, I'm not happy because of I don't know what it is. Even if the player was a jerk, man, if he or she is a Hall of Famer, then that's all you need to know. That's all you need to establish. Do they belong there? Hells to the yeah. Check. Move on. I would love to see these votes should be made public. And I know some of these guys are now posting their votes and stuff, and which I'm glad, but it should be made public. We should know who you are. Because the person that didn't vote for Jeter should have their vote stripped. And I don't know if it's a young person. I don't know if it's an old person. I have no idea. But this has been going on forever in baseball. So to me, it just seems like there's this inherent type of attitude that you have to find some fault in certain players. So Hank Aaron, who are the idiots that don't vote for Hank Aaron? That doesn't make any sense. That part I don't understand. What are you, racist? That's the only thing I can come up with. It's not because of the player. Nolan Ryan, what is it? You don't like, I don't know, guys with big thighs? So you didn't vote him in? I have no idea. How do you hold back Nolan Ryan? How do you say, nah, I'm not voting him in for the Hall of Fame?
Cal Ripken Jr., Ken Griffey Jr.
It's ridiculous.
We've talked about, I could see these guys on the golf course, and it's like, okay, somebody's got to abstain. That this is the way we do it.
Yeah.
This is the rule. That old fraternity crap. And, somebody has to vote no.
I don't get it.
And I thought, honestly,
I don't get it.
I thought that this had changed because of Mariano, that there was a new precedent, and we were going to start to see. And here we are right back where we were, 1 year blip.
And again, to me, that you should be stripped of your vote. That's all. Because you're actually irresponsible at that moment. Is really what you're not. It's not about being contrarian. It's not about that you found some kind of a stat or something that he wasn't exceptional at, so he can't be a Hall of Famer, which I don't know what it is, and I don't really care. I watch the guy. I know what a Hall of Famer looks like. That's a Hall of Famer. That's a no doubt, no brainer Hall of Famer, period. There's no argument, no discussion whatsoever. Get his ass in there. And when I saw that, it was just, these are the things. Baseball was my favorite sport growing up. By the time I became a teenager, football took over. But I grew up with an incredible love for baseball. And I've noticed how I've lost interest in baseball as the years have gone on. And I know it also hasn't helped that our Marlins have been so, non-competitive, and it's just a team that's not even trying to win, and it hasn't been trying to win in forever. And so I know that kind of takes away some of our love for the game itself. But the game overall just continues to lose me. And here's where I find myself talking about baseball, because it's not like people are ever going to call in about the game. Not that people are ever going to chime in on the YouTube chat board, on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, whatever. Nobody cares about baseball. It's very few people that care about baseball. And we have very few towns now that are left that are hardcore baseball towns. It's only a couple of those. And the rest of the country, the ratings tell you all you need to know. It just gets worse and worse and worse every year because baseball's fans are dying. It's the only sport in this country that is not gaining the same kind of momentum from young people that they're losing from old people. Okay? As many football fans die, many more are born. Can't say that about baseball. You can say it about basketball. You might be losing basketball fans every year, but you're gaining a whole bunch of them every year too. Around the world, by the way. Let me add that caveat. Okay? That's where basketball even has it over football. That they're gaining popularity. They are the number 2 sport in the world is basketball. And let me tell you, a lot more people play baseball around the world than they play football. Not football, but football. Okay? And yet, it's number 2 in this country because football is the monster. And listen, we've had this conversation over and over again. Social media, go look at soccer, basketball, and football. They're all over it. Where's baseball? Where are the baseball players? You look at football, basketball, and soccer, they sell their sport. They're on social media. They're on commercials. They're joking with each other. They're all that stuff. Where is it in baseball? You want to connect with young people? You got to do things that young people do. Okay? Hey, go open a TikTok account or whatever the hell that thing is. Whatever you got to do with your baseball, man, you better do something. You need to make it cool again to play baseball. That's the problem with kids. They look at baseball and it's uncool. Soccer, cool. Football, super cool. Basketball, cool. Baseball, uncool. It's really nutty the way it works out. But it's listen, congratulations to Larry Walker. Well-deserved honor. Well-deserved honor for Derek Jeter. I just wish we'd get over this hump. And when guys are no-brainers, let's just give them the 100%, man. It just makes you look like an uneducated voter when you do not vote Derek Jeter in. That's all. That's what it makes you look like. Now, you really don't get it. 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. If you want to get in, 786-322-1105. We, of course, are out here at the Senior Bowl, and practice starts at 1 o'clock. So there you go. There's the field. So you can check out the field. It's a little, today it's not as blue skies as it was yesterday because tomorrow we're supposed to get some serious rain. It's like down to no, it's what should I say down? It's up to 100% now. So there you go. You get a little look at the stadium and everything there, and now you get back to see my ugly face. But yeah, so we are out here at Lad Peebles, and we will be out here for practice all afternoon. They will start off at 2:00 your time. They'll take the field. The South team will take the field. The North team will take the field at 3:00. We'll cover both practices. Now, we will go live till 2:00, till about 2:30, actually, 2:20 with Michelle Kaufman. Then we will watch practice and take some notes and all that good stuff. Anything big happens, we'll report it after practice. We'll get on again, and we'll have some interviews for you. We may have interviews starting in about 10 minutes now. There's a window that's open, and we may have some players join us and have a little fun out here at the Reese's Senior Bowl. I'm waiting for Anna too from Reese's to see if she comes by to say hi, to hang out with us, and maybe she'll bring some candy or something like that. I know Bill wants some Kit Kats, is what he wants, right? Kit Kats, is that what it is?
I'm a Symphony Bar, Kit Kat, Reese's. Yeah, that would cover it.
Yeah,
We're
Symphony's one that not a lot of people eat. Brandon Flood, yo, got that official Senior Bowl gear, I see. Oh yeah, this is old. I've had this for a little while. Eugene LeBranch, oh, I used to love the Marlins. I haven't even stepped into that stadium they built, waiting for some free tickets. LOL. Big O, welcome to the area. Remember, Hank Aaron was more vocal about race and injustice. Willie Mays and Ernie Banks were somewhat silent. Not Aaron. He spoke up, and yes, he should be in the hall 100%. I mean, well, he's in the hall, but not 100%. Yeah, I've taken Bill by Hank Aaron Stadium since Hank is from here, from the Mobile area. They've got the minor league affiliate, the stadium that they have here. It's called Hank Aaron Stadium out here in Mobile. So there you go. Little fun fact for you. Appreciate all of you out there, of course, as always, listening, watching, downloading. And remember, whenever you're downloading the podcast, you can always reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. And, of course, our show is proudly brought to you by VSS West Pines. And let me tell you, folks, for all of your smoking needs, I'm telling you, whether you're looking for rolling paper from Raw to the brand smoking that is really, really popular, hookahs, for those of you out there, they've got all price ranges from $19.99 and up. CBD products, flour, tinctures, edibles like chocolates and gummies and jelly beans and ice cream. In fact, I just took this morning the CBD turmeric and ginger. Actually, it's an orange jelly bean that is got turmeric and ginger, and turmeric obviously is good for the heart and the ginger. So that's one of the CBD products that I take every single day. It's CBD, turmeric, and ginger inside of it, the jelly bean. And it tastes really good. It's orange flavored and all of that. That's what I'm telling you. You got all these kind of different options. And whether you're doing it for pain or for stress, they've got all kinds of different CBD products. Go to the website, vsswestpines.com. Follow them on Instagram and on Facebook at VSS West Pines. All right, we got the Heat back in action tonight, taking on the Wizards at 7:30. Jimmy Butler with that sore hip is listed as probable for tonight. Duncan Robinson is questionable with the ankle strain, and Goran Dragic has got a bruised knee. Seems like Goran is like always getting banged up. So you're 19-1. You got thoroughly embarrassed by this team the last time you played. They scored like 80 points off the bench, which was just ridiculous. Might have been like 85 or something off the bench. And you got to exact revenge tonight, right? I mean, there's no other way for the Miami Heat. I don't care whether Jimmy plays or he doesn't play. You need to win tonight. You need to play some badass defense. You need to, if you can embarrass them tonight, go do it. Because, brother, they lit you up like a Christmas tree the last time. And guys were scoring points that they had never, ever performed like that in their lives. And maybe never will perform like that again. So that performance has got to be lasting a little bit for this Heat team. So I would imagine that tonight they're going to, look to exact a little revenge in all of this. Let's talk a little bit about Antonio Brown, because this one is we talked about this yesterday because it was breaking while we were on, and Cameron Wolf was obviously following the story. Glenn Holt, his trainer, has been arrested, okay? And he was arrested on battery charges because, according to the report, a truck driver for the delivery service, and apparently there was some, I think it's Nicole Linsalata, I think is her name, from Channel 7. She reported that it was due to payment, that there was a disagreement. And it seems like Antonio Brown, look, I get this. Antonio Brown will end up broke, right? I mean, he's already, I think pretty much we're convinced he's crazy, right? This is a young man that is not sane. This is a young man that does not or chooses not to get help. I don't know if have you guys seen the Delonte West story? I don't know if you've been following it. Do you remember Delonte West, the basketball player?
It sounds familiar.
Played for your Celtics, actually. A bunch of tats all over the
Dude,
place.
That's like saying you're Philly Sixers. That's once upon a time, bro.
Okay, well, but I mean, if they're in a championship, you're bragging about them.
No, I'm not. Are you high?
Yeah, you're probably going for them. You're probably
no, dude.
You got a Celtics jersey under that shirt, don't you?
Never. Yeah. I've never owned a Celtic jersey, actually. Ever.
Yeah. He's got a Kyrie Irving jersey there still.
Okay, but you're the guy with the Dr. J in your studio.
Hey, bro. The doc is always going to be my guy. So you look at this whole situation with Brown, and then I was telling you about Delonte West. And Delonte West was seen getting beat up in the middle of the street the other day. And apparently he's living in the streets, and he's in a really bad shape right now, and people have tried to even reach out to help him, but he refuses help. And this is kind of the catch-22, isn't it? With a drug addict, the catch-22 with a guy that or a woman that chooses to gamble, or an alcoholic, or if you have some mental instability, it's trying to reach that person to try to help them. And if you follow the Delonte West story, or if you haven't, look it up and you'll see that it's sad. Made millions of dollars, that they should be living a comfortable life the rest of their lives. And if they have any kind of issues like this, that they have the money to at least get the care that they need, right? But unfortunately, a lot of these guys end up with hanger-ons and people that are not going to protect them and try to look out for them. They're going to try to facilitate whatever disaster is going on and kind of egg it on. And maybe that's what happened to Delonte, where he had his money, he had his success, and now he's had his fall because he had nobody around him that actually cared to look at him and say, dude, don't do this, And sometimes your friends or your family members, you may not like them approaching you about the brutal honesty, but deep down inside, if you care about yourself, eventually you're going to thank them because they're showing you that they're willing to put on the line their relationship or whatever it is because they want you to get better. And there is nobody around Antonio Brown that cares enough about him to get better. So he is in a destructive mode now. He is destroying people's lives, not just himself. he has obviously destroyed his career. I would imagine that by now the NFL is not going to deal with him anymore. I would imagine. You never know with the NFL because, again, they're Teflon and they can get away with this kind of stuff. But this is the part that's obvious. The trainer, Glenn Holt, is arrested, which, by the way, he worked for St. Thomas. Used to work for St. Thomas High School. Brown is now a suspect of battery on the truck driver. He, by the way, looks like he fled because they could not find him. Hey, let me tell you, AB's pretty fast. There were DBs all over the league that had problems catching up with him. So the cops, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for him. And then he's got, Chelsea Chris, which is his baby mama. She put out some tweets, okay, about them and their relationship and what was going on in their relationship and how he treats her, okay? And this is the part that, when you see this, when you see the way he treats her, he threw jelly bean penises at her, kicked her out of the house. You guys saw that video with the Hollywood cops and all that. Then after, he asks her to come back to the house so they can have a threesome with Lil Wayne's ex, apparently. Okay? Really, this is the stuff that's going on with this guy. Yeah, she's smoking D's if she thinks anyone can remove you, of course, because you doing this S because you want me. You can't be hating and not taking care of me. Selfish. Chelsea, let me sex you with another girl for 2020. That's his text. He sends to her, accomplish some fun S. Just one time for me, fake And I want to live every experience with you. And then, he just goes on to it's disturbing. I'm telling you, it's absolutely disturbing when you start to read some of the text that goes on with Antonio Brown and his baby mama, and she put it all out there. She put all the texts and all that. She took screenshots of it, put it out on IG, put it out on tweets. It's all out there. It's all out there. So after he kicks her out of the house, he wants her to come back to have a threesome. Oh, man. This is one of those where we can laugh about it because the guy's crazy, but it's going to end like really, really, really ugly. Okay? This is one where I don't know where you see the light of day for Antonio Brown.
I was just going to ask, do you think we're coming up on that point of no return?
Oh, we're already at the point of no return already.
You think we're already past that mark?
We're already at the point of no return because now the cops want him. And remember, all of his legal issues are going to continue to pile up. This driver that he assaulted, allegedly, and his trainer, what do you think he's going to do, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think is next now for that driver?
Touch with an attorney and have his attorney call the other attorney.
That guy already had like 15 calls from different attorneys already as it is. Because those hooked up attorneys got his name from the police department, from somebody that they know, and they found the number right away, and they probably already reached out to him. Okay? That guy's going to make himself some money now. And whatever's left of see, that's the thing with AB doesn't realize that legally, in the end, he's going to have to pay. And he's going to have to pay a whole lot of people. Not just baby mamas, not just his kids, but all of these lawsuits. And you and I know where he ends up, broke. Because he has to pay lawsuits and he has to pay attorneys. That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. And then you got the baby mama and you got several kids. That's even more money. And you live the lavish lifestyle that you live, that you're probably burning through money every single day, a ton of money. You kidding me? And you know what's the best part about all of this? is that right now he's probably thinking of a way that he will be on an NFL roster when training camp rolls around. He probably has convinced himself that he'll be there still. And that's what happens to a lot of these guys that go broke, because they think that easy money is going to continue coming in because, no, I'll get back on track and I'll make all that money. And now nobody's really going to pay you anymore. Now everything will be incentive-based if you ever sign another deal again. I don't think you will anymore. At this point, I would imagine that an NFL owner now says, no, I can't bring that guy in. No. That guy will love us in the first day and then be ripping us the next day on social media. Guaranteed. That AB story, that's a sad story, ladies and gentlemen. That is one that is not going to end in a nice fashion. All right? By the way, you could start out 2020 with a better smile by going to Moody's Dental. And I know I did because I wanted to straighten out especially my bottom teeth. So I've got my Invisaligns on. And they are the Invisalign and implant experts. So if you got some issues with your teeth and maybe you're not smiling. I know how it is, man. Your smile is not as confident when your teeth aren't looking as good as they can. Go to Moody's Dental. And whether it's a cavity, whether you want to clean your teeth, whether you want to have a crown, whatever it is, implant or Invisalign, they are the experts, folks. Get in there for a free consultation for your implants or your Invisaligns. And that way, for 2020, you can start looking with a better smile. Call Moody's Dental. Call Eric right now, 305-821-0231. Make sure you mention our show. Mention my name. They will take care of you at Moody's Dental.
Tax tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Codsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Codsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty. Welcome back. Hey, you just heard that spot in the break talking a little bit about Rockville and looking forward to Rockville. Don't forget, folks, that we are giving away passes, okay? Pairs of passes to Rockville where you get to go for 3 days. You see, I mean, so many different bands. Let me see if I could just pull it up for you here. But, I mean, the amount of bands that are going to be at Rockville is sick, okay? From Leonard Skinner is going to be there, Disturbed, Godsmack, Deftones, Social Distortion, The Offspring, Stained, Lamb of God, if you happen to be a Lamb of God fan. I'm not. Dropkick Murphys. Let's see, who else do I like here? Alter Bridge, Pretty Reckless is not bad. Bad Wolves, Hell Yeah. Joyous Wolf, New Year's Day. There's so many good bands that at least I enjoy. There's a lot of new young bands that I like Joyous Wolf. I'm a big fan of theirs. New Year's Day I like a lot. Bad Wolves is another one. Those are new bands that are really, really good. I enjoy them. Anthrax is going to be there. Can't wait to see them. Mastodon. I tell you, that just it's crazy. It really is. The amount of bands that are going to be at Rockville and the opportunities that you're going to have. So send us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You got to put in your full name, your email, and your cell phone. That way we can contact you one way or another that you won. So we can contact the winners. And by the way, I hope to see you over there. We will be broadcasting from Rockville for those 3 days, May 8, 9, and 10. And for those of you that are asking, April 8th, we will give away the passes. That's a month before Rockville. That gives you a month to go get your hotel, your Airbnb, whatever it is, wherever you're going to stay in the Daytona area. That's the other thing, man. So cool that it's going to be in Daytona. Nothing against Jacksonville, but I really like the fact that it's at Daytona. I mean, like, you know, when the day's done, I know we're going to be kind of toast, but if we felt like going to a bar on the beach, have a couple drinks before we go to sleep, you know, that's pretty cool, man. You can't do that in Jacksonville, you know?
No, the sidewalks roll up and that town is closed with
Right.
quickness.
Right, but Daytona, I think there'll be a little life, and you can probably enjoy a little bar action or something.
Let's be honest. Do you really think after a 14,
No.
15-hour day that
No.
we're going to want to do anything other than take a shower and go to sleep?
Probably not, because I'm old, but you never know.
that's-
Maybe some of the people, maybe some of the listeners or something, we meet with some of the folks after or something. You never know.
Look, it's going to be May. It's going to be the start of summer, okay?
Yeah.
Being outside all day, it you know how it is, man. That heat, it just takes it away from you.
Yeah.
We're going to be worn out.
Yeah.
And anybody in their right mind, I mean, it has nothing to do with us being old, because what we did the other night, going to Steve Harris, even young people don't do that, okay?
Oh,
Give
yeah.
us some credit, brother.
Yeah,
Give
oh,
us
yeah.
some credit, man.
Yeah, especially after driving 10 hours that day. So, yeah, that's one of those deals. No doubt about that. Anyway, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can do that at 786-322-1105. And speaking of music, did you hear about Hall & Oates and Squeeze touring? You're looking at me like that, like,
That's
whoa.
an interesting,
Right?
It's an interesting combination.
Right? Like, look, I've seen Hall & Oates a zillion times. Okay? a zillion times.
The last time we saw them, they were good.
Yeah, no,
they do all their hits.
No,
well, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I love Hall & Oates.
They give to the fans. They try.
Don't get me wrong. I love Hall & Oates, okay? But this really caught my eye that Squeeze is actually going to tour with them because I'm a huge Squeeze fan. In fact, I was playing some Squeeze in the car. I think it was the day before yesterday when we were driving up here. I was playing a little Squeeze. So they announced the tours, the tour dates. Guess what, Bill?
Is this going to be good news or bad news?
Both.
Oh, okay. We'll take the bad news first, please.
They're not coming to South Florida.
Big surprise.
The good
I'm
news?
in shock.
The good news? August 15th, you can see them in Tampa, Florida at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater or whatever, right next to the Hard Rock. I'm going. I'm going specifically for Squeeze. That's it. I've never seen Squeeze before, dude. And so this is my chance to see Glenn Tilbrook do his thing. I've never seen him, man. I think it'll be cool. What do you think? You coming with me to that one?
I'll have to make that decision as we get closer to that.
I gotta see Squeeze, bro.
Gotta
see Squeeze. Gotta see Squeeze.
Like we've talked about putting that stuff up on the scale and this is the effort. This is this. What are we gonna get?
Yeah,
He's the opening act.
You know what's the only they
what are we
are
talking
they
about?
are the opening act.
Yeah, of course. And what were we talking about? 8, 10, 12 tops.
You know what I don't know is what is February 26th? I'm hoping that's the other thing. I'm hoping it's like a Friday or a Saturday. I'm hoping it's not a Tuesday. Speaking of the other thing that's pretty interesting, because Anna from Reese's.
You are one day off. It's Wednesday, brother.
Wow, that's terrible. That sucks. Wow. Well, but the good thing is I could just broadcast from the hotel and then go do the show. That's what I'll do. You know where the tour starts? Because it's interesting. Hershey, Pennsylvania. No kidding. Yeah.
No, that's actually really cool.
February 26th, Hershey, Pennsylvania, in the Giant Center. How about that? So if Anna comes by, we'll ask her about the Giant Center. So you could actually fly up there, hang out at Hershey Park, enjoy the concert. I think that's a pretty cool thing right there. They are going to Madison Square Garden right after on February 28th. That's pretty cool to see that concert at MSG. I mean, look, man, any concert you see at MSG is good. But I want to see a little Squeeze, man. I saw that today, and I was like, this is mighty, mighty cool to see Squeeze. That is the kind of tour that I want to be a part of. The other thing is, on a sad note, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this. Ozzy Osbourne has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and he is still going to be able to tour. What's it called? Sharon Osbourne was talking about it. She says it's Parkinson's 2, which is a form of Parkinson's, said while sitting next to her husband. There are so many different types of Parkinson's. It's not a death sentence by any stretch of the imagination, but it does affect certain nerves in your body, and it's like you have a good day, and then you'll have a really bad day. Osbourne added that a host of medications. I got numbness down this arm for my surgery. My legs kept getting cold. I don't know if that's the Parkinson's or what, but you know what? That's the problem because they cut nerves when they did the surgery. I never heard of nerve pain, and it's a weird feeling. So Sharon said that it's important for her husband to be on stage and feel the love from his fans. It just means so much to him what he does. She said he loves to perform. It's in the air he breathes, and this is the longest he's ever been home. And it's time for him to get back on the road because he's driving me mad. Can I be a little bit brutally honest here about certain things. When you do something you love, right, and it becomes a part of what you are, it's something that you never want to lose. And so you see it with entertainers. They will perform as old as they can possibly be until they physically cannot do it anymore. You'll see an athlete. They will hang on to their career as much as, think about Tom Brady. The dude's won 6 titles. It's 6, right? Not 5, it's 6?
Yeah, he's number 6.
Right. He's won 6 titles. He's got Gisele Bündchen waiting at home every single day. She makes 100 times more than he does. Okay, so not only do you have some beautiful kids, not only have you made a boatload of money in football, okay, and you'll continue to make it as an endorser, you've already won 6 titles. You don't have to play another down again. You don't have to prove jack to anybody. You got fine-ass Gisele Bündchen, who makes way more money than you, waiting for you at home all the time, and you're still playing football. Most normal human beings by now would have said, dude, I've done enough. Let me just go bang my fine-ass wife every day. Really.
What's your exercise, Tom? I'm having sex with my wife every 3 hours, while we're awake.
Yeah. You have a Peloton, I have a Bündchen. That's it. You ride a Peloton, I ride Giselle. That's what I would be doing if I'm Tom Brady at this point. What are you doing, Tom? Well, you hang on to your career because you love it. The dude loves it. He loves it so much, he's opted out of his deal and maybe plays for somebody else now. That's how much he loves it. So they hang on, and they hang on. And there are people in your lives that it's your dad, it's your grandfather, it's your uncle, it's your best friend's father, whatever, and they've been working at something forever, and they love to do it, and they continue to do it. The scary part is when that symbiotic connection exists between you and your career. When you take the career away, the person wilts and sometimes even passes away. And they lose their identity. They lose who they feel like they are nothing anymore. And it's not accurate. And it's not true. But psychologically, it's something that eats you alive. And I'll give you an example. And it's Joe Paterno. And Joe Paterno is a guy that, he even had cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer while he was still coaching. And yet, it didn't really take over, and none of it really took hold of him until they took coaching away from him. Because Joe Paterno for sure was going to coach until he could not walk anymore. Until he could physically not do the job, that's when he was going to stop coaching. But once the scandal happened, and obviously his disgusting ways that he handled that scandal, and he deserves every bit of criticism, and he deserves to lose his name, put it that way, because of the way he hit a pedophile, okay? I have no sympathy for Joe Paterno at all whatsoever. You abuse men, you abuse women, you abuse kids, you abuse animals. You're not going to get any sympathy from me ever, okay? And if you protect somebody that is an abuser like he did, you're not going to get any sympathy. But they took football away from him, and he died. That was his death sentence. And, it's a long way of coming about this, but I think that's what Sharon fears too. When she says it's time for him to get on the road, she sees the effects of him not being able to perform. And then all the tragic things that he has gone through in the last year, because he had a brutal fall, man. He dislocated bars he had in his neck and all kinds of stuff, and they had to fix him up, and he was going through all kinds of things. Obviously, he said, and then obviously the Parkinson's now. And what's going to keep, can you imagine if you tell Ozzy that your career's over also? And then what's left of his life is fighting Parkinson's and old age and his body breaking down? This is what he does because he can probably do it asleep. He can do it, because he knows those words inside and out, and he's been performing it, and his memory is still good enough that he can remember all of that right now. Glenn Campbell, towards the end of his career, had to have a teleprompter. And Ozzy, by the way, in the past has had a teleprompter too.
Did you see Glenn? Did you see Glenn Campbell? I caught it. My folks happened to be watching it, PBT, Channel 2. And he actually literally read, guitar solo followed by, just reading off the teleprompter. It was funny.
Right.
Everybody was laughing.
But it's sad.
It's sad, exactly.
It's sad. It's sad.
The Parkinson's, man, to not have control of your to not have control of your own body, to not be able to brush your own teeth. I can't imagine. That is an evil, mean disease.
Yes, it is. It's sad, and I think that's where I think Sharon is at that crossroads now, where she's worried about that, and she should be, and we all would be worried about it. And I think we've all experienced that person in our lives or somebody that we know that one of the things that they did in life brought them a lot of joy, whatever that career was. And then once you took that career away from them, they don't feel nearly as useful. And it takes a toll on them mentally. And sometimes it becomes, a tragic ending to it. And I think that's something that she must be worried about, because I would be worried about it, because I would think that Ozzy looks at his career in that fashion, where it's what he does, it's who he is. This is how he's identified. And if he's not able to do that anymore and not able to hear the fans, cheering him on and all of that, then I think that's a day that's going to be a sad day for him. You know what I mean?
With people like this, with their careers and whatnot, the symbiotic relationship, it's almost like elderly people, the wife and the husband.
When they're married, yes.
One passes away, and shortly thereafter, the other one, they can't live without that other piece.
Yeah.
And it's so symbiotic.
Yep.
And
it could be, and this could be the case for Ozzy. When I look at it, it's sad, man. It's sad to see him go, to this level and to have to deal with Parkinson's. It's a tough one, man. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Remember, the program is brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. We love Steve Ostrov, all the great people out there, Herbie. Let me tell you, they are the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. There isn't a better or number one Toyota dealership than this one. Nobody. Everybody else is 2 or 3 or way behind Toyota of Hollywood. Over 400,000 square feet, a state-of-the-art facility. Folks, don't make your payments until 2021. They've got 0% financing up to 72 months. They've got so many different programs, over 1,500 cars and trucks in stock. And folks, they've got some deals right now, pre-owned vehicles where you can save 50% or less, man. I mean, it's just amazing. 2020 Corolla LEs. Listen to this. Not $22,000, not $16,000. How about $13,775? Get on down, 1841 North State Road 7. Tell them that Big O sent you, just a couple blocks south of that big, beautiful guitar. On the Turnpike, it is Toyota of Hollywood.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Codsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5% 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 is underway and brought to you by Caneswear. We love Brett and all the great people at Caneswear. 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Remember, when you order over $99 online, you will get free shipping. So if you don't live close to Davie and you live too far south or north or maybe even out of the state, but you want great Caneswear stuff, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Panthers, Marlins, Inter Miami, it's Caneswear.com, and follow them on Twitter at Canes_wear. And yesterday we had our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report with Manny Navarro. You can catch up with that one too. I see here Vanessa Hudgens and Kyle Kuzma spotted on a date in Brooklyn. How about that? Kuz. When is Kuz going to get traded? Right? They got to trade Kuz eventually. I mean, the AD, although if AD is going to sign a 1-and-1 to eventually get that big fat max down the line, then you're all right. But if you're not going to keep AD around, then you need Kuz for next year. We'll see. I don't know I don't know how that whole thing is going to break. I would imagine that he's going to stay there. But you never know how this season ends, and maybe that changes his mind. AD looks like kind of a flaky dude. That he might say one thing one day and then ends up doing something else, down the line. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. And, of course, you can chime in on YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, we've got the chat board. Remember to give us the thumbs up on the broadcast there. As always, we appreciate it. And we are now, 100 subscribers away from 1,000. So we are getting closer and closer. Make sure you get us to 1,000. Nico's asking, what's your take on Jordan Love? Any new insights on his performance thus far? He had some good deep balls yesterday. He had some up. Give me Nico today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow is where I really kind of will judge him a little bit more. I like the kid. I like him. I'm just not convinced that taking him early, like at number 5 or anything like that. I'd rather take him in the second round, but I get it that if you have to reach for him in the late first, you may have to. And who knows? Maybe somebody takes him even earlier than that. I'm not sure. But I got to see him a little bit more. Give me some more time before I make an assessment. I'm pretty consistent about this. I've been saying it for years. I don't like to judge guys on the first day of practice because they haven't played with a whole bunch of these dudes. Second and third days, that's where you got to pick it up and you got to adjust and you got to have a better feel for it because I need to know that you have – that's what quarterbacks have to do, man. They have to have a feel for things. Remember, you watch Aaron Rodgers at times, and this year he played with some guys that had never played before, and they get on the field, and all of a sudden they're having good moments with him because he's a great quarterback and has a great feel for it. And he can, he has touch. and accuracy and ball placement, all of that stuff. I got to see it a little bit more with him. I need to see it today and tomorrow. I'll look at it a lot more, and then I'll tell you, and I'll give you a better assessment of what I think. Not that it's, anything great or whatever. I'll just give you my opinion, and you guys can write it out however you want. 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. And remember, because a couple people have already done it, several people have done it, when you do send in a text, if you're signing up and trying to win those passes that we're going to give away in April for Rockville, please put your full name. Please put your cell phone number. Please put your email address, okay? That way we have ways of getting in contact with you. Don't just send me a text and say, I want in. Okay? What's your name? What's your information? We just can't put you right in there.
It's you and every other listener.
Yeah.
Only.
All right. So let's see. Big O, D. West was the player that banged LBJ's mom, Eugene and Homestead. Yes, that was the rumor, that Delonte West banged LeBron's mom back in the day. Yes, that was the whole thing. Whether it was true or not, I have no idea. But yeah, Delonte was one of those dudes that was in that rumored tryst with LeBron's mom. Well, that's a weird one that you have to cross paths with as a fan, right? And I'm not as a fan, I'm saying as a player. Wow. Your mom is sleeping with another player? That's odd, dude. That is one that I don't know if I want to have to deal with that if I'm LeBron or any player out there in the NBA. Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's get into a little bit on the Kansas State game last night with Silvio De Souza, or De Souza. I think it's Souza. I think that's how it's pronounced. So he ends up blocking DeJuan Gordon's shot. And look, I got to tell you something. I'm no longer a huge college basketball fan. I kind of follow college basketball half-ass, to be honest with you. Extremely half-ass. I kind of watch it more towards the tournament. And even with that said, I've lost a lot of interest in college basketball with the one-and-dones. To me, the game is just not the way it used to be, not with what I grew up with that actually had players there for several years and rivalries and things like that were a lot of fun to watch Georgetown and Syracuse play each other. John Thompson and Boeheim and Cycli and Ewing and Mutombo and all that other stuff, and watching UNLV and Duke go at each other for 2 straight years. You'll never have anything like that in college basketball. Those of you now that, you try to compare it, it's garbage nowadays compared to the college basketball that a lot of us grew up with that really had, a real rich tradition, and it was a lot of fun to watch. So having said all that about college basketball, not that I'm this guy that cares so much about college basketball, but I do care about, common decency. And the Silvio De Souza kid, which I think he's also involved in that shoe scandal also that Kansas is being investigated.
That is correct. He is.
This kid's been a royal pain in the ass already as it is. And he had that stool in his hand that Jerrance Howard, the assistant coach, was able to take away. And if he swings that thing, which it looked like he had every intention on swinging that thing, can you imagine his size, his strength, the kind of damage that he could have inflicted on somebody? And if he hit somebody in the head, what the concussion, the CTE that could come from it, anything that you could talk about that can come from head trauma. And this is obviously an incredibly irresponsible move on his part. Okay, look, we've had fights in basketball in the past and all of that. College, NBA, we've watched it, we've witnessed it. But please, it doesn't justify any of that. So let's not make it sound, because I had a guy send me a tweet this morning like, we've seen so many other fights, big deal. No, it's a huge deal. And we've got to get to a point where you send a strong message. I think Bill Self will. The AD, Jeff Long, wasn't necessarily happy either. I would imagine they're not even going to wait for the NCAA. I mean, the NCAA takes 8 years on these kind of things anyway. Although something tells me, because it's so high profile, they're going to get a quick return here. But I would imagine that DeSouza will no longer play for Kansas again. Now, the part that's kind of twisted and just wrong on every level, does that kid really care? In the end, he's part of that shoe scandal. He gets into a fight for no reason. Why? And look, I get it. The kid was doing something dirty towards the end. Not dirty, but just uncalled for, unprofessional. The game's over. You're trying to get a cheap layup, and then you get your shot blocked, and you should. Now you don't need to stand over the guy, and then that starts the whole thing, and it's just so childish. And I get standing over a player. That's one of those disrespectful things, and so you're going to get guys are going to respond to that. But it gets to a point where we're now at a very disturbing place. And this is an opportunity also for college basketball, for Kansas to set an example. And yes, I get it. The example you're about to set will ruin your season. But ladies and gentlemen, what's way more important than any basketball season for any college team is the integrity of the game and the common decency of the game. And let's make sure that we play this game, with true professionalism, true sportsmanship. Because there are parents that send their children or their kids to that university to play basketball, to learn how to become a better basketball player, hopefully learn how to become a better human being. You cannot allow an environment to fester that could put the health of those individuals at risk. And that's what you're doing if you don't act quickly and swiftly here and send a message that this will not be tolerated in college basketball, because we could have had a serious medical issue if he swings that stool. If he swings that stool and connects, who knows what happens from that? And that's the true reality of all of this. And that's where I got to say, man, do the right thing here. Suspend him, suspend a couple of the other players that were also involved in this fight, and give them heavy, heavy suspensions. And in fact, the DeSouza kid should be booted from the school. That's not what you want to be associated with. That's not the example you want set. That's not what you want to send to other parents out there and guardians that have players that are considering going to Kansas. No, wait a minute. So is this the element you're going to allow on your team? Is this the element is this the behavior that you're teaching? Because that's what people are going to say. So it's going to say, they're going to tell Bill, this is all self-inflicted. It's your fault. You brought him on and you've encouraged this kind of behavior. That's what they're going to say. So Bill Self has to send a message right now and kick this kid off the team. Look, he doesn't care anyway. He's going into the draft, and he'll get drafted by a team, and then he'll move on, and he'll be a professional, and he doesn't give a rat's ass about Kansas. So let's hope that they do the right thing in this situation.
Let me ask you a question, though. Obviously, with the situation with the sneaker thing and this and that, being an issue, it kind of makes it easy for Kansas to say, you know what, kid, go get ready for the NBA. Got to go. See you later. You're not worth all this baggage.
Of course not.
And if there wasn't the sneaker situation, then they would be looking at it at a different type of, we need to hammer him this, that, but we need to get him back when we get into serious conference, when we get into conference tournament, when we get into going into the NCAA. You know what I mean?
Well,
there would be a different, right?
Right and no. You're right to a certain extent, but the shoe thing may not be his fault. The school also might be involved. Coaches might be involved. Assistant coaches might be involved. Boosters might be involved. I don't know. I don't know enough of the facts on that investigation, so I can't lay it on Souza there. I got to be fair to him. You know what I'm saying? But this I can lay on him. This is all on him. Now, he had a choice to make. Okay, he could have blocked the shot and walked away. And I taught you a lesson, punk ass. You want to get that cheap basket? I put your shot in the 10th row, and I walk away, and that's it. You're a badass. Now you went from badass to dumbass. Okay? Now you went from, and NBA teams will now look at him and say, is this the kind of character I want on my team? Is this guy going to lose his cool? Because he's going to be playing against men. And if they think they can get under his crawl a little bit there and get him riled up, well, they're going to be able to do it really easy in this league. I don't know if I want this kind of guy. So Souza just hurt himself a little bit on the NBA level because there has to be a couple teams that are like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not the kind of behavior I want on my team. Not with this, not in this league, dude. You can't do stuff like that. And that's where I would tell you that I would disagree with you to a certain extent because I don't have the facts on the shoe deal and what was going on there and how much of it was his fault. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. It's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. I love when I get this text every once in a while. Hi, it's Nora, still trying to reach you about coming up with a cash agreement to purchase your property. It doesn't matter your situation. I'm a problem solver. Call me, even if you have questions about the real estate market. My mission is to help you as many families as possible. I hope you are one of them. I have a lot of resources. There you go. Problem is, I'm not selling my property. I don't know what you're doing, but I would imagine that's just one of those mass emails that person sends out, gets numbers, and then hopes that some sucker answers. That's funny. But don't worry, if I am going to sell the house, I'll tell you. Okay? Not a problem. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. And it's all brought to you by Craig's Inn, Acura of Pembroke Pines, folks. And let me tell you, right now, you can get some great 2020 deals. The ILX is $209. The TLX, $249. RDX, $339. MDX, $349. It's Customer Appreciation Month, folks. Take advantage. Only $29.99 do-it signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. And you got to check out the fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles and the used cars. All makes, all models to fit all kinds of budgets. We'll be out there broadcasting live on Saturday out there from 9 to 11. So come on by and join us at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig's Inn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, so the Panthers have now won 6 in a row after last night's win over the Blackhawks, 4-3. Coach Q goes back to the place where he won 3 championships, and clearly he was emotional about it. For a guy that doesn't get emotional, you could kind of tell in his voice that he had a little emotion talking about it, and he should. I mean, he had an incredible run there, 3 championships, and a great organization overall. Great support they get from the fan base there. It's just, it's understandable, no doubt. Now, last night, Dadonov gets a goal. Frank Vetrano, a hat trick. Another hat trick. That's like 87 hat tricks already for the Panthers. It's amazing. Although Blackhawks came back to make it interesting and make it 4-3. Now, they're in the 6th spot right now in the playoffs, having won 6 in a row. 61 points. They're tied for 6th. February 1st will be their next game because now they've got the All-Star break, and it'll be at Montreal. How come I'm still not convinced with the Panthers? Is it because you watched Bobrovsky yesterday and he's giving up goals left and right and you hang on for a 4-3 win? I don't know. It's just there's something I still need. I need to see a little more before I buy it. I am glad that they're climbing in the standings, and I hope they can continue to climb here when they get back from the All-Star break. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. We'll see if they can do it, but I got to tell you, man, it's just it's odd. It's almost like I'm expecting them to kind of break my heart because that's who they've been for several years. And this group, by the way, has not really shown up the way that they're supposed to show up on a consistent basis. And that's been also a problem too. And it's almost that's the reason why you almost feel like the other shoe is going to drop with the Panthers. I hope it doesn't. And by the end of this road trip, we should have a better feel for them when they come back. All right, let me see what we got here on the YouTube chat board because we got a lot of people chiming in here. Antonio Brown's going to be another sad story. I agree with you, Daniel. I think I like that Gordon QB over Love. What do you think, Big O? I like both guys. I got to see him a little bit more. Hopefully, we'll have him on the show too. Oh, are you at the staircase of the hotel? Staircase? No, I'm at Lad Peebles Stadium, sir. That's where we're at. Let's see. Edward Bonaventure says, or is it Bonaventure? I don't know. Hello, Big O and Bill from Eddie in New York City. Thank you, sir. Cynthia Wilcox says, hello, Big O. Canesville, thank you. Drummer for Life says, what band is this? What band are you talking about, sir? You gotta enlighten me. February 26th is Wednesday. Oh, thank you for that. And if you're talking about February 26th, it's Hall & Oates and Squeeze. You don't know Squeeze? Black Coffee in Bed, Tempted, Pulling Muscles from a Seashell. Come on, a little Squeeze, man. The Raging Dolphin Maniac. If Brady retires today, he'd have every TV network tripping over themselves to hire him at NFL coverage. Probably. I don't know if he'll do it, but that's a good one. Let's see what else. Mike No Go Zone says, big Aussie fan here. Thanks for discussing. No problem. Sad, man. I hope he does. I hope he improves, man. Antonio Brown to Brady. You'd ride the Boonchen. I ride the Circus Caravan. Yes, sir. On our way, towing and storage. Just subscribe. I'm a local Miami Dolphins all day. Miami Heat for life. I like it. I got a Heat subject I want to talk about too in a little bit. My Mace Taggart says good morning. Thank you. And that's of course my man Ty in the Bronx. NFL DFS Payback TV is on. 72 Fins logo says, hey, Big O, did you hear anything about the Dolphins trying to move up to get the number one pick? I think it's a bunch of crap. It's not going to happen. Cincinnati's not trading. Stop it already with all that silliness. Okay, and what's the other Dolphin story that I was laughing? Oh, the Dolphins would love to get Joe Burrow. Yeah, I know. A lot of teams would like to get Joe Burrow. You know, when I was a teenager, I really wanted to sleep with Demi Moore. I mean, there was just this thing about me that I just loved Demi Moore. There's a lot of things I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the US Festival. There's a lot of things I want to do too. You know? But it's one thing that you want to do, and the other thing is reality. And then here's the other thing. That story is a load of crap. Because it's nothing. There's no substance behind the story. They can't move up. They're not trading up. What was the part of that story? That Stephen Ross wants Joe Burrow. Well, didn't Stephen Ross apparently want Lamar Jackson? And I told you that story was wrong. And eventually it came out that it was wrong, that he did not want Lamar Jackson. Chris Greer, Adam Gase, and Stephen Ross all liked Lamar the young man. They were not convinced of Lamar the quarterback. So Stephen Ross never wanted Lamar the quarterback. Chris Greer never wanted Lamar the quarterback. And Adam Gase never wanted Lamar the quarterback. A bogus story. A bogus story that a bunch of you idiots went running with it. A bogus story that a bunch of idiots in the media went running with it. And it had no substance. Oh, and in the end, he's not a quarterback. Okay? Bill Polian was wrong. Okay? He's not a receiver. He's a running back trying to play quarterback. That's all. But no, let's go with this now. This is the new one. Stephen Ross has got to have Joe Burrow. I mean, stop it already. You're not getting Joe Burrow. Now, if Joe Burrow goes out this week, goes to Club Live, has a couple drinks, then shows up at a strip club, starts doing blow off a stripper's ass, and it's all filmed and put on social media, now Mike Brown may not draft him, and now the Dolphins may have a shot at him at 5 because maybe, he drops after doing coke on a stripper's ass. Now maybe we can talk about it. I mean, it's just a stupid story. It really is. It's a ridiculous story, just like the ridiculous story that just got on a life of its own. Just because a bunch of you guys and ladies, you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Oh, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson. You fell for the gimmick because that's what that offense is. It's a gimmick because it's not run by a real quarterback. It's run by an athlete trying to play quarterback. But once you take the gimmick out, the guy couldn't become a real quarterback. That's all. But let's run with the story. We could have had Lamar. We could have had Lamar. You can have him. Okay? Nice kid, all that stuff. He's not a real passer. And I don't believe he ever will be a real passer. Just like Ryan Tannehill will never be a real passer. Just like Josh Allen will never be a real passer. They are great athletes. So every once in a while, they are going to freak you out with certain throws. Because like I've told you 1,000 times, that's what athletes do. They can wow you because they're athletes. But no, let's just go crazy now and start talking about how Stephen Ross wants Joe Burrow. Yeah, because the story that Stephen Ross wanted Lamar Jackson was so accurate. Do you think Joe Burrow is all smokescreen of Bengals because we know Cincinnati always needs a strong-arm quarterback with the weather over there? Really? So then why did they draft Andy Dalton? Because he's got a pop gun arm. What do you think of Rosen? I like Rosen, but something is going on behind the scenes with Rosen. I don't know what it is. Look, the Dolphins have not seen Rosen enough play to make an assessment. But apparently behind the scenes, they've seen enough. So he must have done something in a locker room, on the field, with his teammates that they don't like. They must think that players are not going to respond to him. That's all. I am hoping, Edward Bonaventure says, I am hoping since he falls in love with Herbert this week, it's a long shot, but who knows? Hey, my brother, as long as the Dolphins don't fall in love with Herbert. That's all I'm afraid of. The kid Kinlaw looks like a beast, hoping for a drop down to 18. LOL. No way, dude. There's no way Kinlaw falls to 18. And I love him too. He's a hell of a player. Let's see. Any shot getting Greer, Allen, McKenzie, or Flores on the show? Would love to see Big O get them before the NFL Network. LOL. I could get them on. I probably could get one of those guys on, but they're not going to say anything. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell me who they're going to vote. They're going to vote, who they're going to pick. They're not going to tell me who they really like. They're going to say they like them all. They're going to say they're studying them all. Let's not kid ourselves here. They don't say anything when they go on my show or on the NFL Network because they're not going to. It's like
you don't let everybody know your tactic. You got to play possum. Come on.
I mean, that's the thing about it. So it'll be, if I get Greer on, it's a fluff interview because he's not going to answer any kind of real difficult question because he can't. I can ask him, but I'm not going to get the answer I want. Let's not kid ourselves here. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, if you were playing GM, would you trade with the Bengals? I'm not even getting into that already. It's a ridiculous conversation. Let's see. Soul Flow Fan says, Big O, would you be able to get Anthony Gordon on the show? Well, we're trying. We're trying to get Anthony Gordon today or tomorrow, and Jordan Love. We're trying to get those guys on. Okay? Dougie Fresh says, how was the vinyl venue? And everyone should watch Jules Holland vids talking about music. Yes. Yeah, well, Jules Holland was on Squeeze. He was a keyboardist, a piano guy keyboardist for Squeeze for many years. Early Squeeze. Jules Holland is like a freaking legend over there. What's it called? What were you asking there? The vinyl venue. Man, you know what? That was a cool little venue. Right, Bill? The vinyl venue? Vinyl record house or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Vinyl record hall, I think it's called.
The Vinyl Music Hall.
Vinyl Music Hall. Nice job.
You know what it reminded me of? The way
with the balcony
billboard and stuff was and everything. It reminded me of Purple Rain, Prince.
Oh,
the bar in Minnesota. It's on the corner.
Yeah.
It's rounded.
Yep.
It's got the marquee up front with the lights.
Yeah.
It literally, I love walking up. I'm like, man, this is like Purple Rain, the place that Prince performed in Minnesota.
And it sounded good.
Oh, yeah.
Like the music, like it wasn't like echoey and bouncing all over the place and all that stuff. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. It's a place that in a heartbeat, I would come back to see another good band there. If you tell me whatever, you name it, Greta Van Fleet is performing, I'll drive over here in 3 hours. I'll be here and I'll go see Greta. Whatever, any band, any good band that's worth it, I'll come see it at that place. I like the Vinyl Music Hall. Pretty cool little establishment, I would have to say. Okay. Do I think X will be with the Finns or trade? No, I think he'll be with the Finns. I do. Remember, now with all these issues, you're going to lose value. So you're better off actually bringing him back, letting him build his value back up again, get healthy, get past this domestic issue, and then play like a shutdown corner this year, and then maybe in 2021 you trade him if you want to. Okay, I'm not saying you have to, but if you're worried that what happened, recently is a sign of things to come, then yeah, protect yourself and move on. But at this point, you're not going to get his value in return. And you don't want to do that either. So you're kind of like in a rock and a hard place, as they say. I hope we don't trade any of our picks. We need all 14 to rebuild the roster. I agree. I don't want him to be trading up. Trading down to get more picks, I'm good. Okay? Big O, have you ever seen Dennis DeYoung and his band recently? They are better than Styx. Well, they're not better than Styx as a band. I'll tell you that. I know that the guy that does the Tommy Shaw part does a nice job doing Tommy Shaw. But, of course, nobody is Dennis DeYoung. So it's hard to play Dennis DeYoung. So when Dennis DeYoung sings Styx songs that are Dennis DeYoung, there's going to be nobody better than them because it's Dennis DeYoung. Just like when Tommy Shaw or Double J are singing Styx songs that they sing, nobody's going to be better than them. But if I had to compare, I've watched both. Dennis DeYoung and his band and Tommy Shaw and Double J and Styx and that band. Performance-wise, Styx is superior as a band performing, and the show that they put on, there's much more life to it. Musically, I would still say the musicians are better on the Styx side. Where I would tell you and give you a little bit of love on the Dennis DeYoung side would only be when Dennis DeYoung is singing his songs, because it's Dennis DeYoung. So you can't do anything about that. There's no way you can replace that voice. So that's where I would, kind of disagree with you on that one. Okay? Do you see us keeping Rashad Jones or Bobby McCain? I hope we trade McCain. No, I hope Bobby McCain stays. I disagree with you. Rashad Jones is gone. They will cut him and save that money off the cap. That I can tell you I think is going to definitely happen. All right? Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Don't forget, our show is proudly brought to you by Choice Mortgage Bank, folks. And if you're getting a runaround from the current mortgage company or your bank's declined you, call Choice Mortgage Bank. Michael Codsey's personal cell number. This is the owner, 561-441-2730. State rates under 3.5%. So call him right now and make sure you tell him that Big O sent you, okay? State rates under 3.5%. Don't let those other mortgage companies give you the runaround. You call Choice Mortgage Bank.
Plus tax, tag title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Codsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Codsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Having some fun here on the show, and it looks like folks are now filing in. The parking lot is starting to get full. The players are starting to get here. Usually the kickers and special teamers get here a little bit early, and then the rest of the players start filing in, and we'll have a little fun out here with the afternoon practice, which would be getting underway in about an hour is when the afternoon practice will start getting underway, and we will be out here covering it for you. It has cleared up a little bit for those of you that, here you go, give you a little look. See down there in the corner there, you see the players warming up there. Those are usually the special teamers, long snappers, kickers, returners, all that kind of stuff. They usually get here early. And there you go. They're working the field. I don't know why they have the benches there. You see the benches there on top of the Reese's logo there? I don't know. They might be taking some pictures or something. But there you go. And the day's a little more clear. You see the tallest building? That's a new building that they put up, I don't know, about maybe 7-8 years ago. The one to the right that looks like it, like a little brother that also has the peak, that is the team hotel. Okay? There you go. The two to the left are the taller ones. Those are the newer buildings in Mobile in the last 10 years. So there you go. There's a little taste of what's going on here at the Senior Bowl. We are up in the press box, looking down. And I got to tell you, one of the things that I like about being up here and looking down like this, we get to see everything. We get to see everything develop and all that good stuff. But I got to tell you, Bill, you won't be hanging with a T-shirt down there. That's for sure.
Unless you're one of those clowns at a football game that wants to get pneumonia.
Yeah,
you know?
Or they're all liquored up too, or something, or whatever it is. Oh, and they're also used to this kind of cold. Like, there's no way you can get used to it. So that's a high-ass punt right there, dude. That guy just put. Anyway.
We're at in the press box, when they get it up here eye level with us, yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And we're at about the 35-yard line, 40-yard line is where we're at here on the press box. So we are having fun, folks, and we're enjoying ourselves out here. And if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's really simple, okay? All you got to do is dial 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there. As always, that's like a 24-hour talk show pretty much. And always having some fun on that. And we appreciate those of you that are checking it out on the YouTube channel. We talked a little bit about that Dolphin story with Joe Burrow, which I thought was kind of silly. And it's the element that we're in right now. This time of year is where people start writing stories and trying to, it's clickbait, really, is what it is. Because when you write the story about, well, the coach is interested in Joe Burrow, and then, or you write the story that, well, should they have lost games? Because then they had their chance at Joe Burrow. More clickbait stuff. The Dolphins never went out to try to figure out how to lose games. No. They said, how are we going to rebuild our team and reset it? This is the best way for us to do it. Tear it all down, build through youth. This is the way we're going to do it. Others choose to do it other ways. They did it this way. It wasn't about tanking, but it was a good clickbait for you guys, right? Because it got you people riled up, some of you out there. A lot of you that listen to this show and follow the show and all that, I think we've kind of explained it that it had nothing to do with tanking. And I think most people now understand the way the Dolphins were rebuilding. And they noticed how they ended up winning more games than a bunch of other teams, right? So, that part there is kind of explains what it is, but it also explains what the media, certain people are trying to do and storylines that they have to come up with. Like to talk about it now that, well, they had a shot at Joe Burrow, but you had to lose games. Why talk about that now? That has nothing to do with what you're doing now. Why don't you talk about you're at 5 now? What's realistic? Who's going to be there at number 5? It's not going to be Joe Burrow. Okay? Tua. Could Tua be there? Now, that's a legitimate conversation to have.
That would take a lot of work,
Justin Herbert. Right. Justin Herbert. Is he worthy of the 5th pick? All of those things. Because, see, Justin is going to come out here and he's going to wow you with his athleticism. He's going to wow you with his arm and all of that. It's the question is he mature enough? Mentally, is he a guy that's going to command respect from people in the locker room? All of these kind of things. When you watch Drew Lock and the way he was acting on the sidelines for the Denver Broncos, I have a hard time believing that guys are going to be rallying around Drew Lock anytime soon. Okay, unless Drew Lock goes out there and plays like Pat Mahomes, then even if he acts like a horse's ass, you will still follow him because, all right, he's a horse's ass, but have you watched the kid play? That kind of stuff. You got to watch Drew Lock. He's like air rapping on the sidelines. Apparently, there's something blazing through the stadium speakers that gets him jacked, and he is literally acting like the rapper on stage and rapping. You know? Weird, but it is what it is. But this is the clickbait time of the year. Okay? Well, no, but if you pass up on Tua, he could be the next Drew Brees. You know, all of these things that they want to like kind of scare you with, you know? Well, should they trade up for Joe Burrow? Are other teams interested in Joe Burrow? Will the Bengals trade him? Which they're not trading him. They're going to draft him, and Miami has no shot. But no, let's talk about it. Right? No, let's write about that the owner wants Joe Burrow. Because, again, you fell for the banana in the tailpipe that the owner supposedly wanted Lamar, and that wasn't true either. Don't fall for the clickbait anymore, man. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. You build yourself up for all kinds of crap to, like, set yourself. I mean, think about all the time that was wasted talking about Lamar Jackson this past year. Oh, we could have had him. Oh, we should have had him. Oh, the owner wanted him. No. None of it is true. You shouldn't have him because you shouldn't pick him at 11 because he wasn't worthy of the 11th overall pick. Okay? And if you change to that offense that they have, it's great while it works. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't have a fallback plan because it doesn't have a quarterback. It doesn't have a guy that can depend on his arm. Clickbait, man. That's what they're going to do to you guys over the next couple months. Let's write a dramatic article that will get people thinking and frustrated and whatever it is, even though there's not a modicum of truth on it. There's not one part of it that you can actually say it's substance. Just like, oh, the owner wants Joe Burrow. Really? Clickbait, man. All about clickbait. What can I tell you? All right. The number 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. And we thank Nunez Law, of course, for being a great sponsor of our program every single day here on the show. We do want to remind you that the program is brought to you by Pallet Rack City, and we love Eddie Pereira and all the great people at Pallet Rack City. I mean, we all love a great rack. A great rack looks fantastic, right? You walk in and you see a great rack, it catches your attention. That means your business is organized. Because if you called Pallet Rack City, now your warehouse looks great. It doesn't look like it's all out of mess and unorganized, and you got your employees having to take boxes off to take another box down. It's crazy. They're doing double the work. Man, organize your warehouse and call Pallet Rack City and get the best looking racks out there, new and used, okay? Because they buy and sell new and used pallet racking. They sell it for you, so get out there. They got the largest used racking inventory in South Florida. They also sell used forklifts and dock equipment. Please call Eddie Pereira. They've got everything for your warehouse needs. I'm telling you, 305-887-9212. That's 305-887-9212 for Pallet Rack City. All right. The other thing that I saw yesterday as we get ready for the practices, we are about an hour away from practice starting here at Ladd-Peebles Stadium. But one of the things I saw yesterday, I guess it was a bad night for college basketball because you have a college basketball player stepping on another guy. And that part was so odd to watch, right? Now, it's something that when you look at the incident that happened, right? It's funny to then hear the excuses. And we live in this society where we like to make excuses for things. We don't take responsibility for them. In the middle of something that there is actual video evidence of what you're doing, and you are going to lie about it, and for the player to come out and say that, well, no, I was trying to get my balance, right? And I know that the coach was talking about it after and saying, well, he said something about, we'll have to look at it on film, and that, he was getting his balance and all that. The coach didn't believe it either, right? But he's going to say what the player said at the moment because it also protects him too, okay? While it's a reflection on the program, just like Kansas, we really can't hold those programs to that standard because it's not something that their players are constantly doing. You know what I mean? And so you got to hold the person accountable here. And in this game, Brad Underwood, right, came out and talked a little bit about, the incident. And I hope that this young man is suspended, not kicked off the team, because it's not like Souza. Souza deserves to get kicked off the team in Kansas. Okay, this is another incident that he's involved in, and he was looking to make it even uglier than it could possibly be. Okay? And yet he was stopped by his assistant coach. In this case here, where you step on the player, it's disrespectful at every level. You didn't injure him, okay? So it wasn't like you stomped on him or something along those lines. But still, you deserve to get ejected. You deserve to get suspension. I don't know what they're going to do to Alan Griffin, but it needs to be a serious penalty. And the one thing for college basketball at this moment, another sport that has suffered a lot, by the way, and setbacks, and it's not nearly as good as it used to be, no matter how much, these people try to push it on TV. But this is an important moment for college basketball, in a way, because you had two incidents on the same night, and you got to watch out because you got to send the message to other young people. Remember, you're getting a lot of these kids that are one and done. They're not very mature. You don't get to develop them over 3-4 years or even 5, sometimes depending on the player. And that coach gets to work with that young man for several years to develop him as a player and as a human being. And these are the moments where the kids at Kansas did not act like human beings. This kid here from Illinois, Alan Griffin, did not act like a human being, okay? And when you do something like this and you step on, what was his name, Sasha Stefanovic or something like that, when you step on that kid, you have now separated yourself from the group. You are doing something that has nothing to do with basketball. You are acting in a completely unprofessional manner. It is time now for the NCAA, for Illinois, for Kansas to send strong messages. Don't wait for the NCAA. Do it on your own. Set the example that we will not condone this kind of behavior. And remember what I told you. You've got parents that are sending their kids there, and it's an environment that you hope they're safe. You don't want this to become any kind of a constant type of thing coming out of your program, because you're pretty good basketball. These are basketball programs that are, higher upper echelon basketball programs. Let's put it that way. And you want to make sure you send out the message to the parents and the guardians that your kid is going to be safe here and is going to be taught properly how to carry themselves. This becomes a reflection on the Illinois coach and on Bill Self in Kansas. We know it's probably not what they're teaching, but they've got to make sure they nip it in the bud right now, because down the line, then that becomes a thing that, wait a minute, is this how they do things there? You don't want that. So whether it's Alan Griffin or Salza or whatever, send the message. Send the right message is what you need to do. All right, we got 2 hours down. We got 2 more to go. Well, 1 more to go. And then we'll have more of a breakdown as practice goes on and after practice. Like yesterday, we came back on after practice, and we had Zach Bond on. Hopefully, we will get other players on, too, shortly. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up here. We got 1 more hour to go. Michelle Kaufman will join us also in the next hour. We'll have a little fun with her. We'll get our Inter-Miami report in. We'll see if we get any interviews also. Back with more right here on the Big O Show, live from the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Codsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Codsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back. We are out here at the Senior Bowl. It's a beautiful thing. Boys are all warming up now. I see. I don't know what they're gonna. You know what I think? I think they're gonna take like pictures of the offense and then pictures of the defense. That's what it seems like because they've only got a couple benches out. So I don't know what they're going to do out here. But anyway, we are out here covering it, and we're hoping. You send any? Can you send a message to see if we can get an interview in here? I mean, we got to get some interviews, man. We need to talk to some peoples, man. We got a bunch of segments already up from this morning, as Bill is already working tirelessly to get you guys up and going. Did you guys see the Jim Edmonds story? This is a funky story. I don't know if you have run into this story. Jim Edmonds is getting a very public divorce. That's the part about being famous. There, a lot of people, you look at it and you say, well, this is, a positive, being famous and being rich and all that, right? And of course, it's great to have money and to be able to take care of your family and have the best of anything, to be able to provide for your kids. That's one of the positives of it. There's no doubt about it. Now, there are negatives to being in the public eye. And when things happen to the normal person, you have a disagreement with your wife or your, girlfriend or your kids or whatever, it kind of goes under the radar, right? Maybe you get audited by the IRS, or you have a car accident, or whatever it is. Nobody really finds out about it, right? But if you're in the public eye, they're going to find out about all kinds of things that you're involved in. And Jim Edmonds is obviously a guy that played baseball for a long time. I think a lot for the Cardinals and the Angels, if I remember correctly. He might have played for another team or two. I forgot at this point. But Edmonds was one of those guys you admired the way he played the game. He's the guy that would run into walls trying to catch a fly ball. He played at 1,000 miles an hour. Was a hell of a player. Okay, not a guy that's probably going to end up in the Hall of Fame, but a hell of a player.
Really good fantasy player, man.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, and here's a guy that is now having a very public divorce with his wife, Megan. Her name is Megan King, was Edmonds. And so there is an article that I was reading. It turns out that Megan and Jim are now getting a divorce, and Megan has accused Jim of having an affair with the children's nanny. This seems to happen a lot, right? That the husband ends up banging the nanny. I just have one thing for you guys out there, or for you ladies out there. Don't hire a hot nanny. I mean, that would be the first thing that I would do. Look, I don't want to cheat on my wife, but I don't want a hot nanny hanging around the house the entire time. That's kind of, that's tempting as it is. Not that the hot nanny in my case would be interested in me because I don't have any money.
So hire Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even afford a nanny. You know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't be a case for me. But I never understand these people that you do have the money for a nanny. Why are you hiring a hot nanny? That I don't understand. But anyway, for some reason, okay, it's gotten public now. And it says, Jim Edmonds told Us Weekly about their tendency to have threesomes. So now he's openly talking about he and his wife in a threesome. As far as threesomes go, there were more than a few initiated by Megan, and only Megan, Jim told Us Weekly on Monday. Megan then, I went along with things because I thought that's what he wanted. I wanted to feel as comfortable as possible. We only had one threesome, and only once during our marriage, and that was with his current girlfriend. Well, you know how far your relationship has fallen that you turn to your wife and say, yeah, we need to have a threesome with the nanny. And if you're the wife and you're having a threesome with the nanny, you got to know already at this point, you're not trying to make him feel comfortable. You're trying to just stay in the game because he's clearly moved on from you and he's got the nanny. But he'll have sex with you as long as it's with the nanny in the mix, because it's the nanny that's really getting him going while he's having sex with you. Weird, isn't it? Now, the story goes on to say there are two parts of this quote that are pretty crazy. One, that Jim Edmonds would lie publicly and who initiated the threesomes. Two, that Jim's current girlfriend was allegedly the third person in the threesome with Jim and Megan while they were still married. I mean, it's just, all of this is weird to me. One, that you would openly talk about your wife this way, that you would openly talk about threesomes. Anyway, she continued, she says, I think his attempt to sex shame me illustrates the vile mind of this man. And then it says, it's sick to break me down like this while I'm with all of our kids every day and night, and he's on day 5 of, messing around Cabo with a former friend who's now going on shopping sprees with his new F buddy. Right? This is the mother of your children. You're sex shaming her. You're getting her into threesomes, and now you're talking about it publicly. Now, that's the part that's kind of twisted. It's tough enough to be famous because all of your dirty laundry becomes public. Like I told you earlier, you and I live a life that, our things happen. It kind of happens behind the scenes. And most of you never find out about any of this. You're a person in the public eye. We're going to find out about all of this. But now you're also willing to come forward with even more details. More quotes from her. Megan says she welcomed the idea of having threesomes during the first year of marriage because she knew that Jim had a bad boy past and she wanted to have fun. I got to tell you something. It's pretty insulting if a guy is bringing up a threesome in any way, shape, or form to the wife, right? But, okay, I don't condone it either way. But if the guy brings up a threesome 10, 15, 20 years into your relationship, then, maybe things have gotten boring. She doesn't do much. He doesn't do much, whatever it is. And they're looking to, spicing it up a little bit or whatever, whether it's right or wrong or whatever. Not that I condone it, but I kind of understand those kind of people that fall into that rut. I got to tell you something for Megan. Just a message to her. If your husband's doing it in the first year of marriage, wow. That dude got bored with you quickly. I'm just saying. If you were thinking about the bad boy thing and you wanted to keep him happy or all of that, I just want to tell Megan that I think your thinking was way off there. Since I'm a guy, last time I checked, and guys do guy things, if you're asking your wife for a threesome inside that first year, wow, you are severely disappointed with your sex life with her. Okay? 10, 15, 20 years down the line, again, not right to do it.
Are you just trying to say she doesn't have game?
Obviously, something. Or he doesn't really love her that much anymore. He really doesn't care about her. It's one of the two. He's bored with her one way or the other. But it's weird. In your first year, you're supposed to be having honeymoon sex, bro. You're like supposed to be having sex like on top of the microwave while it's on. You know what I mean? And that the first year, you're supposed to be going crazy having sex all over the place. Years 10 and 20, I kind of get it already at that point. I understand. Anybody that's been married for a long time, But wow, year 1? I was right, by the way. Pictures. There you go. Offense, defense, So far they got one group there. Are they going to mix both groups? Let's see. Looks like it. So they're going for team pictures. How about that? Wednesday is team picture day here at the Senior Bowl. So they can take a little pic and remember, right on the logo too. Oh, I like it. They got the ladder and everything, so the camera guy can look down and get the logo too. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And they are doing. Well, no, are they going to sprinkle the other guys in? Yeah, on defense. Looks like it. There you go. Senior Bowl pictures. There you go. All right, what do we have here? Big O, are you guys trying to get Herbert on? Yes, we are. We are trying to get Herbert on. We're trying to get all the quarterbacks on, just like we did last week at the East-West Shrine. We are doing our best. Remember, it's out of our control. We can request and all of that, but it's up to the player and then the personnel people to kind of make this happen. Big O, you're ahead of other sports shows. Good work. Next football season will be amazing. Well, we will try to be ahead of other sports shows. Let's see. John Rouse says, would you give up all 3 first-round picks for Burrow? I'm not getting into that stupid-ass conversation. Let's see, what else do we have? Absolutely, it's a BS story. They're taking the team that has 14 draft picks and a need for a young QB and linking him to Burrow. Greer will use his 14 picks properly to fill out the roster. I'm with you there. Flipside Fishing's asking if you've interviewed Justin Herbert yet, and if not, do you plan on interviewing him? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we plan on interviewing everybody. I know Tua's here, but he's not going to be. I doubt we'll be able to get Tua. It would be nice to get Tua. That would be a lot of fun to get Tua, but I don't think we'll get it. Hey, look, here you go. Here's the team picture. There you go. The Senior Bowl team picture. Look, you guys are getting it.
For the East team.
No, it's the South team. You got the wrong game.
For the South, yeah.
That was last week.
last week, right?
Last week was East and West. This is North and South, and there you go.
This is the South team. Yeah.
Cheese! There you go. It's a little different than when I was in high school and we took our senior picture. We were all, instead of saying cheese, we were singing Libertad from the line of Scarface because it was a big moment then. So we were just like screaming Libertad. That was the thing. I remember for the senior picture. That was we were all laughing our asses off because we were doing a little Libertad. There you go. Now I see on the camera here, you guys are getting the shot of the players taking the team picture. The South squad getting ready for the team pictures. Although, man, they're still 40 minutes away from starting practice. These guys are out here early today, man. Like really early to start practice. Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if they're going to start a little earlier because they're afraid of the clouds and the rain that could be, even though it starts tonight, just to protect themselves, to make sure. I wonder. You know? You never know. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. 1105 if you want to get in on the show. The other way to reach out to us is on Twitter, and that is at Big O Show. Follow us there as always, because that is always a 24-hour talk show on Twitter. Heat back in action tonight, taking on the Wizards. 7:30 tip. Miami 19-1 at home. Hopefully they will make it 20-1. I was reading this story about the Heat and CP3, and I got to tell you, the CP3 thing, I'm so glad that he has this attitude of not wanting to give up that final year of his contract at $44 million. And because he is not willing to opt out of that deal, I think it was Barry Jackson in the Herald that wrote it, that the Heat were interested but they didn't want that final year, and they wanted him to waive it, and then they would wink, wink, take care of him over, a couple of extra years, and he'd get his money, but not all in one shot. So he could kind of age, with the Heat over the final year and whatever, the $44 million, maybe they give it to him in 2 years, 22 each or something like that. And, so far it's been a good addition for OKC because those young guys needed a veteran to kind of give them that leadership. And for me, personally, I get the love affair that the Heat organization and Pat Riley would have for Chris Paul because he is a leader and he's a guy that is not going to take any crap from people and is going to want people working hard and all of that, but he's unreliable. That's my real problem with CP3 is that he's a guy that cannot be trusted. And not because of anything bad, it's because his body constantly breaks down. And I saw that there were all these stories about him possibly coming to Miami being interested, and I was fearful of it over the last year when those rumors would show up because of the injury history. And now he is kind of stuck there in what's it called, in Oklahoma City, and will not be traded out of there because nobody's going to pick up $44 million because he's not worth $44 million. You want his leadership in the locker room. You want him running your team also because he's a really good point guard. But I think the issue here with this team or with these players, with the Heat and this player was the money. But I will say this. He is a Heat-type player. Just like Jimmy Butler is, the problem is, look at Jimmy now. One of the things that I fear with Jimmy is that this is a guy that's going to break down as this contract goes on because he's had so much wear and tear. He's already missed 6 games in the first half of the season. And I don't know how many more he'll miss. I don't know if he'll miss tonight. He's listed as probable with that sore hip. But these are things that you have to worry about. And it's almost like, because the Heat would have, remember, they want to open up that cap space in 2021. So they would want to acquire him and not have the burden of that final option. He wasn't willing to waive that. That ended up becoming a blessing in disguise, I got to tell you. Because now you don't have CP3 on this team this year. If you would, how much would that have hurt the development of other guys? Kendrick Nunn. He would have been a lot less on the court with CP3 out there. And you weren't going to play him over CP3 because you don't acquire CP3 to then bench him. You know what I mean? And that kind of stuff you start to think about, it becomes a blessing in disguise that the Heat themselves didn't see at that moment because it's hard because nobody expects Kendrick Nunn to be that guy. So when you're thinking at that moment, you're not expecting Duncan to be that guy. You're not expecting Kendrick Nunn to be that guy. You don't even know yet at that moment in the offseason, is Bam going to take that next step? All of these different things that developed. Tyler Hero, you liked him because obviously you drafted him, but you can't put those kind of expectations on him thinking that he's going to become that guy. And so far, he's become one hell of a shooter for you. It's interesting how that CP3 story affected the Heat in so many ways, and all of them positive. But if you end up signing CP3, it might have ended up becoming a negative on the court with the player and that option, and then the lack of movement that you have because you acquired that contract, and then also you didn't get to develop certain other players. That would it almost reminds you of why Flores was smart to go with Fitz and not go back to Rosen, because now you got to develop the rest of the roster, and certain guys that really excelled under Fitz wouldn't have excelled under Rosen. And it's the same thing here. certain guys would not have had the stage they needed in order to succeed and really move to the next step. And Chris Paul would have kept you back. And if he wasn't waiving that clause, man, he would have set you really back in 2021. You had no shot at moving because that $44 million would have chewed up the whole cap. It's weird how that story ends up working out as a benefit. And I know Chris Paul, why he doesn't want him, he gets that $44 million. And then when he's done, somebody else will pay him that money that the Heat was going to pay him and break it down. Somebody then follows up with 15 or 20 million the following year. How weird is that? So he knows that, his agent knows that. So why give up the 44 when he can make more money the following year after that? Not 44, but he'll make another 15 or 20 and pocket that. You know who's going to have that option? Probably Ryan Tannehill. Because Ryan will be able to get a contract from Tennessee. And they could also tag him if they don't have a quarterback just to keep him around for a year. So he ends up benefiting from making that kind of deal. I don't know if the team will, unless they want to buy into it one more time so they can get exposed one more time when the playoffs roll around. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till, I don't know, about 2 o'clock, something like that. And then we'll have Michelle Kaufman on. She is going to join us. Practice has already started here for the South team. They took their pictures. They came in early. The schedule was set for 1 o'clock. But I think because of the maybe the rain that's coming in tonight and going into tomorrow, maybe they're afraid that it might move in sooner than that, and they don't want it affecting the afternoon practice. Interesting. And you know what will be interesting will be tomorrow. Because tomorrow you are going to have bad weather, and that's going to affect attendance, NFL people, and also it's going to affect practice because they will not be able to do some of the same things that they normally do in practice. That might be a setback for them. That's why these practices today are going to be very, very important, because tomorrow all of a sudden the weather becomes a factor, and then that hurts you doing one-on-ones. That hurts you doing so many different things that you get evaluated from the NFL people. And they won't have that stage tomorrow because of the rain. Supposedly it's coming in tonight. But having practiced a little earlier than normal today, that tells me that they must think something's up. And they must be afraid that this thing might move in a little earlier than normal, or they don't want to take the chance that just in case it does, since weather is so unpredictable, they want to get these practices in. So we'll see what Jordan Love and the boys are doing, and we'll see practice here for the South and for the North teams over the next couple of hours here on the program. Remember, if you want to get in, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the show, that is how you can reach us when you're downloading and listening to the show at any time. Right now on the program, whenever we're live. Also, you want to use the accidentlawfirm.com text line. We are giving away a pair of passes, or a couple pairs of passes, to go to Rockville, okay, in Daytona, May 8th, 9th, and 10th. And the lineup is absolutely sick. Metallica, by the way, is closing 2 of the nights with 2 different sets. If you want a shot at winning those passes, you got to send me a text on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. But make sure you put your full name, your email address, and your cell phone so we can contact you. Okay? And that way, if you do win, and we will give away the tickets or the passes on April 8th, a month before, so that gives you time to get a hotel and all that good stuff So you're headed out to Daytona. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a little bit, and we'll get ready for Michelle Kaufman, also from the Miami Herald, to get our Inter-Miami report next.
Tech title, it includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the 9 Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
We got some breaking news going on right now. Listen to this. Antonio Brown, the investigation continues. Obviously, the battery case against the truck driver. And now, with a battery investigation going on, Hollywood police told USA Today that Brown now has locked himself inside his house. Brown, a suspect in the battery of driver of a moving truck, has ignored attempts by police to contact him. Brown's trainer, Glenn Holt, already has been arrested for felony and battery charges. By the way, it's the latest bizarre incident involving Brown, who has been the subject of a slow-motion disintegrating over the past year. If he has a health condition for which he needs help, here's hoping he gets it. Last week, Drew Rosenhaus, or whatever, terminated, we all know that. But Drew's his own worst enemy because he likes to sign up the knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? I am watching practice right now, and we are watching this whole situation with Antonio Brown locking himself in his house. Wow. What does he think he's going to resolve locking himself in the house? That's the part I don't understand, right? But now, here's the thing. He doesn't understand it either. I have to say that too, right? I can't be so naive or ridiculous to think, well, wait a minute. Antonio Brown knows better. He doesn't. He doesn't know better. He thinks that if he shows up, completely naked with a hand towel covering his privates, that whatever artist is in his house drawing, she's going to immediately drop her brush and, go have some great sex with him or something. This is who he is. He thinks he can throw gummy penises at you and kick you out of the house and then call you and say, hey, come back, let's have a threesome. That's who this guy is. He wants to rip your team, then rip your owner, and then say, Patriots, re-sign me. This is the guy that then rips the NFL and then a day later says, I'm sorry, it's just I have a lot of things going on and I'm dying to play this game. There is no awareness whatsoever from Antonio Brown. You can tell his ass is crazy. He needs serious help. And this is another one. This is, I don't know, I'm torn here. I want to try to have sympathy, but I can't because he has left so many people in his wake. You know what I mean? That it's hard to have sympathy for somebody that is constantly hurting others. You know what I mean? That's one that it kind of eats at you a little bit because you want to be forgiving as much as you can, to a certain extent. Sometimes sorry can't fix everything, but some of the things he's done, they go beyond sorry.
He's egotistical, maniacal, self-serving, could give a rat's about anybody but himself.
He's also sick. There's no doubt in my mind that he is sick in the head. There is no way you act like this, even if you're entitled. Even if you're entitled, you act to this extreme. You have to be sick. And like I've told you several times, there's nobody in his life to give him any kind of guidance. They're going through some of the team drills right now. I'm not impressed with the kind of throws they got to make and that kind of stuff. Just in case, let's see. Jalen Hurts is number 1. Justin Herbert is number 10. And Steven Montez is number 12. So just in case, if I put the camera down that way and I show you, Love obviously will be in the next practice. Ian from Brooklyn says, AB sounds like he is having a serious breakdown right in front of the world's eyes. Sad, no intervention. Well, there's no intervention because nobody cares. That's what tells you right there.
You know what? But he's done this to himself.
Yeah.
The way he's treated everybody, how he's carried himself in every capacity has been, I don't need you. Leave me alone. It's my world. You know?
Yeah.
So whatever this guy gets, whatever ends up happening to him, he has nobody to blame but go stand in the mirror and look at yourself, pal. It's all on you, man.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's really going to argue that because he has been as irresponsible as you can possibly be in this situation. And in a way, he doesn't deserve sympathy because he has had none for others. And that's a problem. Even the people that are trying to help you. You know how many people in the NFL have tried to help him only because he has a talent, not because that's the other thing. Like I told you, if you help somebody, usually it's because you care about them. You truly love them. You know what I mean? But in this case, the NFL has only helped you because they want to use you. That's all. And now they don't really, now that opportunity to use him is no longer there because now the problems outweigh the talent. And AB is super talented. And yet his problems outweigh his talent. Think about that. That's a tough one because that is a law pretty much in the NFL. It's not written or anything, but it's one of those baseball unwritten rules, that type of deal. In football, man, they will tolerate your crap as long as your talent outweighs the baggage. The second the baggage outweighs the talent, you're done. And now it does. You have all of these cases going. You just add an assault case now. You have a couple sexual assault cases going against you. Now you just added another assault charge against you. Who the hell wants to be that? What team wants to bring that guy on and have to answer all of those questions?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
The NFLans.
The Cincinnati Bengals. My Lord. That is definitely one trip.
What did they have? Like 9 guys at one time that had felonies? Was it that many?
Oh, yeah.
That's when they had Pac-Man and the whole crew. I mean, there was like
the receiver that died.
9 of them, man.
The receiver that died.
Yeah.
Felt like he fell off a truck or something. I forgot the guy's name. But yeah. Oh, yeah, they were on a roll drafting like terrible guys, dude. Terrible guys. Yeah. No, I remember that. Definitely. Did you see, by the way, let me switch gears here a little bit. Did you see what's going on with Aerosmith?
What is he up to now?
Well, no, it's not he. It's them and he. And they're headed for the Grammys, right?
Right. You've told us in great detail about Run DMC and them being together. It sounds pretty cool.
Right. So Aerosmith have responded to drummer Joey Kramer's lawsuit because they kept Kramer off the band. And he wants to be a part of that moment in the Grammys where they're, obviously celebrating their lifetime achievement and all that good stuff. And so in a statement to People magazine, the 4 members said, Joey Kramer is our brother. His well-being is of paramount importance to us. However, he has not been emotionally and physically able to perform with the band. By his own admission, for the last 6 months, we have missed him and have encouraged him to rejoin to play many times, but apparently he has not felt ready to do so. Joey has now waited until the last moment to accept our invitation when we unfortunately have no time for necessary rehearsals during Grammy week, the statement continued. We would be doing a disservice to him, to ourselves, and to the fans to have him play without adequate time to prepare and rehearse. Compounding this, he chose to file a lawsuit on the Friday night of the holiday weekend preceding the Grammys with a total disregard for what it is our limited window to prepare to perform for these important events. Given his decision, he is unfortunately unable to perform, but of course, we have invited him to be with us for both the Grammys and our Music Care honor. We are bonded together by much more than the time on stage. Earlier today, it was learned that Kramer was suing the band for having failed an audition, which the 4 other members required in order to see if he was fully healed from the injury he sustained last spring. The band is being celebrated this weekend by the Recording Academy, first as recipients of Music Care's Person of the Year Award, followed by a performance at the Grammys telecast. I am being deprived of the opportunity to be recognized along with my peers for our collective lifetime contributions to the music industry, put in a statement. The fact that I would be asked to audition for my own job demonstrates that I can play at an appropriate level and play better than my temporary fill-in with moving targets of made-up standards is both insulting and upsetting. But I did it, and I did it well. Aerosmith's 50-year history, no other band member has ever been subjected to this scrutiny, let alone be asked to audition for his own job. Well, if you've had an injury or you've been a disaster, I can understand. If they still think you're, whatever, you're inebriated on a consistent basis or you haven't recovered from an injury, they got to know that you're still going to sound good. They have been inviting him to come back for the last 6 months since he's been away for whatever medical situation he's been dealing with, the source revealed. He said, yes, I'll come back and rehearse, and kept not showing up. On the eve of the Grammys and Music Cares, he wants to be back. Sounds to me like a dude that didn't find it important until we got closer to the moment, and then he regretted the decision and then wanted to be a part of it, and then these guys are like, no. And I kind of understand in this case what's going on with that. And I gotta side on the Aerosmith side, not on the Joey Kramer side. If they've been telling you for months to come back so we can rehearse and we can get ready for this thing, and you refuse to, and now you're waiting days before the thing's about to take place, you get what you deserve, man. You do. I find that to be so uncool on Kramer's part.
I hope Antonio Brown gets what he deserves.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I love that. All right. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the program, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. As always, that's a 24-hour talk show that you can reach out to us anytime. You can also find us on Instagram at Big O Radio Show. And don't forget, on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, this is your chance to register to win a pair of passes for Rockville in Daytona Beach this year. I love that they moved it from Jacksonville to Daytona. Nothing against Jacksonville, but Daytona's just a little cooler. I just think it's actually a better place to hang out. That's all. Just saying. Probably more hotel rooms, I would imagine. Hey, I wonder what's the population for Daytona. I wonder what that is. Let's see. Hey, are there any old linemen that are there at the Senior Bowl that they're proving to be head and shoulders above the rest? Give me another day or two to tell you about some of the linemen here. I could give you some names, but I want to tell you about the ones that are standing out. Another day or two, and I'll share that information with you. Look, Love had a couple up and down segments yesterday. I got to watch him over the next couple of days to see how he does. Same thing with the linemen. Don't like doing it off the first day. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Michelle Kaufman will join us for our Inter Miami report here on the Big O Show.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SCT, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 Show. This is the Big O 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 Show.